Elon Musk reveals that because of various different types of mistakes that the company made, Twitter is getting destroyed by SEC. So, there are various lawsuits against Twitter and owner of Mighty X Inc., and he is accused of intentionally deceiving shareholders with intentions of making money. But there's more. Twitter faces a series of lawsuits and unanswered questions, and the results of this lawsuit might be so serious that it can completely destroy Twitter. These are some mind-boggling developments, so let's explain everything. The government's Securities and Exchange Commission is taking legal action against Twitter about Musk's buying in 2022. The organization in charge of overseeing financial activities on Wall Street is looking into whether Elon Musk broke any American finance rules when he bought Twitter for $44 billion. They're also checking the things he said and the documents he submitted to the SEC about the company. This information comes from a document filed in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California. The investigation is still happening, and the SEC has not yet found any evidence that someone broke the law, according to a statement they released. Elon Musk and the SEC have been in conflicts often over the past 10 years, and their latest disagreement is about the Twitter deal. According to the SEC, Elon Musk didn't show up to give testimony even though he had a full 4 months' notice. They had set a date that both parties had agreed upon, but just 2 days before, Musk canceled and brought up some objections that the SEC found to be questionable for the first time. Musk's lawyer, Alex Spiro, mentioned in an email that the SEC had already interviewed Musk several times in their investigation, and he believes it's time to put an end to it. According to the SEC's statement, Musk raised objections regarding why they wanted him to testify again, where the testimony would take place, and the fact that a biography about him was released in September, and his lawyers needed time to go through it. The SEC stated in the order that Musk's objections don't have any legal basis, and he doesn't have a valid reason for not following their subpoena. The conflicts between the SEC and Musk go back to 2018, when Musk posted tweets about taking Tesla private at $420 per share. This led to the SEC filing fraud charges against Musk, which they eventually settled. As a result, Musk had to step down as the chair of Tesla and pay a $20 million fine. Later that year, Musk appeared on the 60 Minutes TV show and openly stated that he does not have respect for the SEC. Musk recently had a legal battle over the settlement terms, which he lost in court. However, his lawyer, Spiro, has mentioned that they intend to appeal the decision to the Supreme Court. Moreover, Twitter Inc. is facing a lawsuit that says it has to pay around $500 million to former employees as severance pay. This lawsuit is part of a bunch of legal problems connected to Elon Musk buying the social media company. A lawsuit has been submitted in federal court in Delaware by Chris Woodfield, a former senior engineer at Twitter. This legal action also asserts that Twitter singled out older employees for job cuts, which is something not mentioned in the other ongoing lawsuits. Woodfield, who used to work for Twitter in Seattle, claims that the company promised its employees that if they were let go, they would get 2 months' worth of pay and other benefits. However, he and some of his colleagues haven't actually received these payments. After Elon Musk took over Twitter, the company decided to cut costs and ended up laying off over half of its employees. Twitter doesn't have a media relations team anymore. In previous lawsuits, Twitter has stated that employees who were let go received all their owed payments. Recently, another lawsuit was filed in a federal court in California, saying that Twitter owes former employees over $500 million in severance pay. Twitter hasn't given a response to this lawsuit yet. The lawsuit says that Twitter broke a federal law that governs employee benefit plans because it didn't follow the terms of a severance plan that was set up before Elon Musk bought the company. In Woodfield's lawsuit, he accuses Twitter of not keeping its promises and being dishonest. He also alleges that Twitter selected him for layoffs because he is an older worker, although his age is not mentioned in the complaint. According to the lawsuit, Woodfield agreed to a contract stating that if there are any work-related legal problems, Twitter has to cover the initial costs for individual cases to start. He mentions that he began an arbitration process against Twitter earlier this year. However, Woodfield says that Twitter has declined to cover the fee for his case, stopping it from progressing. Similar allegations were made by many former employees in a different case earlier this year. Twitter has stated that those workers didn't provide the required paperwork. Twitter has faced multiple lawsuits where it's been alleged that they unfairly laid off more women and employees with disabilities, didn't give proper notice before layoffs, and didn't fulfill promised bonuses for the employees who remained. However, Twitter has rejected these accusations. In addition, A U.S. judge has told Elon Musk that he needs to deal with a lawsuit. This lawsuit says that he tricked former Twitter shareholders last year. He did this by not telling them soon enough that he was putting money into the company, and then he bought it. In a public announcement, U.S. District Judge Andrew Carter stated that the shareholders in the potential lawsuit can attempt to show that Musk meant to deceive them. He did this by waiting 11 days after a deadline set by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to disclose that he had purchased 5% of Twitter's shares. The judge in Manhattan also rejected a claim of insider trading against Musk. The shareholders also claimed that they sold their Twitter shares at prices that were lower than they should have been because Musk kept his actions hidden. Musk's legal team argued that he's extremely busy, one of the busiest people in the world, and any failure to disclose was accidental. That's it for today. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.